I'm going to talk a little bit about what a root guru is. Because people ask, they know what a guru is, but what a root guru is, many don't know. So let's talk a little bit about what a root guru is. So before we say what a root guru is, let's think about our mother for a moment. At some point in our early career, we were wandering around kind of like in this kind of ethereal body, looking for a place to come into the world. And we saw a light that attracted us. And we entered this pool of fluids, red and white fluids, that were, of course, belonged to our parents, our mother and father, who were together at the time. And we joined the party. They probably didn't know that we were there at that time. But our mother was soon to find out. And she found out, of course, she started noticing she felt a little nauseous and maybe didn't feel the same appetite as she did, maybe more, maybe less. But she didn't feel quite herself, and for good reason, because she had another self growing inside of her, us. So there we are, the two of us, Mom and us. We were like the size of a tip of a ballpoint pen for a while. But we grew, and as we grew, our mother's, belly grew, and, it became a little bit more difficult for Mother to get around because she was carrying us inside of her also. But she never was happier in her life than when we were there. Although it caused her a lot of physical discomfort, she was never so happy as when we were inside of her. Whenever she sat down to rest, no matter how tired she was, she thought about our comfort before her own. When she lied down, no matter how late at night it was and how long a day she had, she thought about her position, whether it was comfortable for us, not comfortable for her. She thought about what's comfortable for us. So, and she did it with so much love. And then when she'd move about furniture or walk up and down stairs, she would think, oh, I hope my baby is okay in there. She didn't think about how difficult it was for her to do things, clean the house, go shopping for groceries, do all sorts of chores. She didn't think how difficult it was for her, but whether we were comfortable while she was doing it, if she was bothering us. Not only that, when she went about her day, as her stomach grew bigger and bigger, she became prouder and prouder, and she wanted to show off her tummy. And she delighted so much when people said, oh, how many months pregnant are you? When are you due? And she was so happy when she had us inside of her. We were such a joy for her to show off. But then, the day finally came when we came into the world, and we made our appearance from out of the warm swimming pool and into the cold air. And it wasn't an easy chore going from one domain to the other domain, from inside to outside. And as our mother was giving birth to us, going through no doubt what was the most painful experience she ever had in her life, especially if it was her first child. And under excruciating pain, when she felt she was going to maybe die, she wasn't concerned for herself or her own well-being. Her only thought was, oh, I hope my baby is okay. I hope it's not hurting him. I hope he's okay. She wasn't thinking about her own self. She was so unselfish, only thinking of us at that moment. And then when we emerged and she saw us for the first time, she just wanted to bring us close to her and share her warmth with us. Her physical warmth and her love coming right from her heart. Such a deep love. And then she gave us her warmth of her body and the warmth of her milk, and she nourished us. That was our first contact in samsara. Then, as we grew bigger and bigger, because she gave us her food and warmth so abundantly, she only thought of us, how proud she was of us. Before we were born, she'd take delight in dressing herself really nice and attractively and putting makeup on and looking beautiful. But when we were born, we were the new star. She no longer cared about her own beauty, but she dressed us all so nicely and took us out into the marketplace and amongst friends just to show us off, dressing us ever so nicely and so proud of us. She forgot herself completely. 100% forgot herself because she had us to show off. She was so proud. Then as we grew older, closer to a year, she introduced us to language. She showed us that name and form. This is round. And she showed us a round object. Then she showed us a square object. And she said, this is square. And we started to associate the word, the name, with the object. The square object with the name square. And those association of our words with form is a miracle. And it was taught to us by our mother. And it provides us with the foundation of thought. So our mother not only provided us with food that nourished our bodies, but with name and language, and showed us how to associate by demonstrating to us how words are associated with their objects. She showed us our foot. This is your foot. We heard her say foot, and we got to know our foot. She showed us our hand, and we knew that was our hand. Maybe we got mixed up now and then, and she would laugh. We'd point to our foot and say, this is my hand. But eventually, we got it right, and we began to learn language, which enabled us to think and reason and analyze. So our mother provided us with the ability that would one day grow into a very sophisticated thinking machine. We acquire the ability that we need to make good choices. And those foundations were laid by our mother, no one else. If that is not wonderful, I don't know what is. So when you combine everything, the tremendous hardship that our mother endured, but she never complained. On the contrary, she just endured all such hardship lovingly, completely forgetting herself. Again, when you think whoever in the whole world ever took so much pride in you, was ever so proud of you as your mother, you won't find anyone. No one wanted to show you off like your mother did, and no one wanted you to be the best you can be like your mother. And when you think about how she taught you all the skills of learning to walk, learning to talk, and even social skills, like not a good idea to pee and poop on the carpet. Go outside into the field. Or in your neighbor's house, but not here. So, mother is love, pure love, and it's the real thing. And whether we're a man or a woman, we have that motherly love inside us. And no one ever taught us that like our mother did. No one. So, if you want to know what a root guru is, first think about your mother. Think about your mother really deeply. And then, after doing that, ask yourself, is there anyone in my life now that comes close to loving me like my mother? And if the answer is yes, you have a root guru. If the answer is no, you don't. Simple as that.